Hello, my name is Zach King. Before Dev Mountain, I worked as an alarm technician, and I came to Dev Mountain to improve my coding skills enough to get a job in the tech industry. Today, I'll be showing off a full stack application I built using PostgreSQL with Massive, Express, React, Redux, and the Spotify API. The site is hosted with DigitalOcean. If there's one thing I love, it's music, so I set out to find a better way to organize your favorite artists and albums. This is my web app, Pokefy. The goal of this application is to provide a way of visualizing your favorite artists by creating Pokemon cards that represent them. This is the home screen here, but users can register an account and then enter an email. You have to use a username and a password. If there's already a user with that email or username or the password links don't match, then it will show an error to the user. Once an account is created successfully, the user will be pushed back to the login screen. When a user attempts to log in, the database searches to see if there are any users with the entered username. If the server then encrypts the password and compares it to the stored hash of the original password. If they match, the logged in status of the application is set to true using Redux and any relevant user data stored on a session cookie. Using the Spotify API requires an authorization token, so that is requested and is saved to the Redux store as well. Once logged in, the application loads the user's data and only appears once said data has been retrieved. If we click this blank card here, it will open up a form at the top of the page. By typing 3 letters into the search bar, a drop-down menu will populate with all of the results. Once an artist is selected, the next 2 drop-downs will populate with the artist's most recent albums. Lastly, the user can select a type to decide what the background and icons will look like. Once it's submitted, the page will reload and your card will be shown. Next, I'll show what creating an album card looks like. Obviously, there are a lot more albums than there are artists, so this drop-down will display the album name as well as the artist it's associated with. Once again, the user selects a type and they can create their card. Artist cards show the popularity of the artist and total followers they have, while album cards show the popularity of that album and the release date. Users can also favorite and unfavorite cards, as well as delete them. Finally, we have a profile page where users can change their username and password as well as delete their account. The biggest challenge I faced while building this project was deciding how I was going to utilize the API in the most efficient way possible. I wanted users to have the freedom to make both very broad and very specific searches. In turn, this meant that the response data from the API would be formatted differently depending on the type of search method. This was a fun challenge to overcome because it meant that I had to account for different formats, then combine all of the separate data points into one object to be stored with SQL.